New Bowers and Wilkins PX7s are a refined version of the Bowers and Wilkins PXs, B&W's first pair of premium ANC headphones. And just like before, I think these headphones sound great and I really like their build quality. But when it comes to everything else like their active noise cancellation and fit, these headphones still need some work. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't get these headphones, period. I just don't think these headphones are for everyone. But they will definitely make a very specific type of person very happy. Now, when it comes to price, the Bowers and Wilkins PX7s retail for $400, the same as the original PXs when they first went on sale. And considering the PX7's bill of materials, I don't think that $400 is that bad. But if you want to pick these headphones up, they'll be linked down below. Now, the first thing I want to talk about on these headphones is their carrying case. The original PXs came included with a quilted carrying pouch, which for a pair of $400 headphones just isn't acceptable. But this time around, the PX7s come included with a hard shell carrying case. And when I say hard shell, I mean hard shell. This is perhaps one of the hardest cases I've ever seen. It has the same footprint as the Bose NC700's carrying case, but it is a little thicker, which could make traveling with these headphones slightly harder. But besides that, the PX7s have a great carrying case. But now, let's talk about the headphones themselves. The PX7s look very similar to the original PXs. They have this metal plate on the ear cups. Both the ear cups and headband are covered by fabric, and they have real leather on both the ear pads and headband. And you've got these carbon fiber arms, which I personally really like because they make these headphones very unique. And as a car guy, I really like the forged carbon fiber look. But from a practical standpoint, the carbon fiber on these headphones is all for show. These headphones weigh in at 310 grams, which is pretty heavy compared to the competition. And when you walk around with these headphones on, or if you turn your head, you definitely feel all that weight. And when it comes to overall fit and comfort, these headphones aren't going to fit everyone. Just like the original PXs, the PX7s have a lot of clamping force, so they aren't big head approved. Now, you can go and stretch out these headphones and loosen them up a bit, but to me, they're still a little tight. I can put up with them for hours on end, but you never forget they're there. If you have a smaller head, you'll be fine, but if you wear XL hats like I do, I say look elsewhere. But the ear cups on these headphones are very spacious and they're very reminiscent to the ear cups found on the Bose NC700s. They're gonna have no problem fitting most ear types, and since so little leather actually comes in contact with your skin, their ear pads barely heat up. But I do want to point out that the leather on these headphones feels very plasticky. Supposedly it's real leather, but it just doesn't feel as nice as the leatherette found on the Bose NC700s, and it definitely doesn't feel as good as the sheepskin leather on the Momentum 3s. And even after allowing the leather on the PX7s to break in, they still feel lackluster. But when it comes to the overall build quality and design of these headphones, I love how these headphones look from the side. But from the front, that's another story. The headband on these headphones is not low profile at all, so some people might feel awkward wearing these headphones out in public. But overall build quality wise, these headphones are very solid. Regarding tech specs, these headphones charge via a USB-C port just like the original PXs, but this time around they have an advertised battery life of 30 hours. But for me, I'm getting more like 24 hours of battery life out of them with ANC turned on. Now, a 24-hour battery life on a pair of premium ANC headphones is perfectly fine, and you should be able to go at least a week in between charges with these headphones. But it is important to point out that these headphones can't be used passively. Even if you want to use these headphones with a wired connection, they need to have a charge. But even if you're caught with a dead battery, if you plug these headphones in for 15 minutes, they're going to get you 5 hours of playback time, which is not bad at all. Now, if you want to use these headphones with a wired connection, there is an easy-to-reach 3.5mm audio jack, so you can easily upgrade the crappy audio cable that comes included with these headphones. Or you can use the USB-C port on these headphones as a wired connection, which is great if you're an Android user who's subscribed to a lossless streaming service, or if you have your own FLAC files stored on your Edge devices. But also, these headphones have aptX adaptive support, so you might not even want to use a wired connection with these headphones, but you still can. But when it comes to Bluetooth connectivity, these headphones are rocking Bluetooth 5.0 and they can be connected to 2 devices at the same time, so you can easily hot swap from one device to another, which is always great for power users. Now, when it comes to watching videos with these headphones, if you're an Android user, you're gonna have zero latency across the board, whereas if you're an iPhone user, there is a noticeable latency when watching YouTube videos and gaming. But for everything else like Netflix, HBO, and DC Universe, these headphones are perfectly fine. Now, when it comes to listening to music with these headphones, like I mentioned earlier, I love how these headphones sound, and I think these are my new favorite sounding ANC headphones right now. What makes these headphones special is their super wide soundstage and instrument separation, but I don't think that's enough to please everybody out there. Now, these headphones sound unique because they aim for a neutral sound signature, but you can still hear a lot of bass. Now, unlike, let's say, the Sony 1000 XM3s or Beats Studio 3s where you can actually feel the bass, you don't get any of that with the PX7s. And unlike the Momentum 3s where the bass on those headphones really likes to resonate, you also don't get any of that. You just hear the bass on these headphones. Like I just said, I like how these headphones sound, but they're not going to please everyone. And personally, I do think the highs on these headphones can sometimes get a little carried away, so sometimes I wish these headphones had an adjustable EQ, which they don't. But if you're someone that likes a pair of neutral sounding headphones but doesn't mind hearing a lot of bass, I think you'll like these headphones, because they're also just a lot of fun to listen to. But it is important to point out that these headphones sound best with their active noise cancellation turned off. With the ANC on these headphones turned on, the soundstage on these headphones gets narrowed, and it doesn't take a trained ear to hear the difference with ANC turned on or off. And in late 2019, having active noise cancellation that changes the way a pair of premium ANC headphones sound is important to point out because a lot of other recently released ANC headphones out there no longer suffer from this, or no longer suffer from this from such a large degree. But in general, the active noise cancellation on these headphones is pretty decent. But so that you can see for yourself, we're going to jump into an ANC test. Like you may have just seen, the PX7s block out a little less road noise than the Bowers and C700s, but they do a better job of blocking out higher frequency sounds like chatter than the Bowers and C700s do, which personally did come to as a surprise to me. But still, the Sony 1000 XM3s have the best performing active noise cancellation out there. But overall, I do think the active noise cancellation on the Bose NC700s is overall superior to the PX7s because they have less cabin pressure. Even though the PX7s don't have a lot of cabin pressure, it's still noticeable, and I do find myself having to pop my ears when using the ANC on the PX7s for extended periods of time. And add to the fact that the ANC on the PX7s changes how these headphones sound, I want to say Bowers and Wilkins still have a lot of improving to do on their ANC if they want to keep up with the big boys. But something Bowers and Wilkins definitely improved on is their wear sensors. With the original PXs, those headphones really like to randomly play and pause your music if you were moving around too much with those headphones on. But thankfully, that's not the case with the PX7s. The wear sensors on these headphones are actually very accurate. As soon as I put them on, they're gonna start playing music. There you go, they just started. But obviously, if you don't want to use that feature, you can always just turn the wear sensors off on these headphones like I do. But something that's sorely lacking on these headphones is a proper ambient mode. Now with these headphones, if you press and hold on their A and C button for 2 seconds, they'll lower the volume of your music and pump in all of the ambient sound around you so you can quickly talk to someone like this. Now, this is identical to conversation mode found on the Bose NC700 and quick attention on the Sony 1000 XM3s. But unfortunately, you can't have ambient mode on these headphones turned on and play music at the same time like on most of the headphones these days. Even if you try to raise the volume on these headphones on both your phone and the headphones themselves, the volume won't raise from like 20%. So I really hope Bowers and Wilkins puts out an update for a full ambient mode on these headphones, because the PX7's just not having an ambient mode is a bit of a handicap these days. But finally, here's the microphone test, and personally I just don't think the microphone on these headphones sounds all that great. It sounds very muffled and very shallow, and I think it might sound a little worse than the Sony 1000 XM3s. I don't know, I think I'm just spoiled by the microphone on the Bose NC700s, because the microphone on those headphones is just amazing. So overall, the new Bowers and Wilkins PX7s are for everyone, and if you already have the original Bowers and Wilkins PXs, there's really no need to upgrade. But I can't deny that these headphones sound simply amazing, just as long as you have their active noise cancellation turned off. I think that these headphones are great for at-home use, and if you need to occasionally travel with them, then they'll be fine. But if you're a constant commuter or a constant flyer looking for a pair of ANC headphones, these wouldn't be my first pick. But if you're all about sound, then yeah, these are the way to go. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit that like button and get subscribed. It helps out more than you realize. If you want to pick any of the products up mentioned in this video, those will be linked in the description down below, and you can also support the channel by checking out the merch store. But other than that, I'll catch you next time.